So the Hill District itself, as you go in, it's the same kind of architecture and things that I talked about. It's called the Hill District, so I assume that it is somewhat elevated. And E, what is E? It is the, oh, that's the Elven Market. Okay, that's here.
Mm-hmm.
And the general, so this is uphill,
Mm-hmm.
all right, going up here.
Yes.
And then this is in a huge tangle of complex things. I wonder what this is. It's a weird little inner city kind of place, right? Some sort of weird little thing in there, which interests me. It's not marked on the map, so I get to make up what it is. But
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can be like
So, like some ancient estate or something like that.
or graveyard.
Yeah.
There is a similar thing on this side too
Yeah.
that is not marked as well. It can be two graveyards in the
Yeah.
city or something.
Easily. Yeah.
This is the old graveyard. The other one would be
Yeah.
new.
Wait. Once
Is
the
it
Hill
this one?
District was the site of a fine palace, perhaps belonging to an ancient prince or king.
Oh,
Today that place is a shattered husk, its roof fallen in and its carved walls collapsed.
there it is.
That's what it is, okay. So that's a ruin.
Mm.
And so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
And that's
it
kind of
does.
cool too.
Yeah.
So,
It's also
yeah.
right next to this.
Yeah, big nexus of roads and
Yeah.
things, so and a big spire there, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. But nobody goes there now, it's haunted,
Of course.
of
it is.
course, and which also means maybe, robbers and stuff, lair in there.
You
And
go in and you rob the corpses of the previous guys.
that's right, yeah,
Trying
exactly.
to rob
Yes.
it.
Yeah, how much did they find?
Get my needs met.
No
Uh-huh.
need to bring torches.
That's
These
right.
guys that
They're
died
the-
before us certainly have some leftovers.
Exactly, just
that
pick
they
up the
didn't
torches.
use.
Exactly. So anyway, though, the Sky Singers basically run the markets here. And so these are unregulated markets compared to all of the others.
What?
And I would, which leads me to think that whatever commerce comes through this road is probably pretty questionable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there is like a gate there that's not supposed to be open, but
Right.
everyone knows that it gets open
Right,
once in a
right.
while.
Right. Yeah, I think that may be the case. So I think that here,
I mean, if we're looking for the Sky Singers, then the easiest way is to get to the market.
right. It's not
They're
really a
running it.
mystery.
Yeah.
It's not really a mystery, but you are going into places where as soon as you're up in there, you know that wherever you walk through these streets, now people are noticing you and probably telling someone, and there may be people who are very concerned with whether you keep walking or you stay.
I am
and stuff like
remembering
that.
our last conversation, like we are walking towards there, and I'm remembering our last conversation that we had where I was like, you're probably going to contact these people. I don't want to, so maybe.
Right. Well,
And
I
now
don't
I'm like,
I don't
I
need.
really
I
didn't
tell
want
her.
to.
I tell her I don't even need want to because they put a manhunt on me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I meddled with the wrong types of people. Now there's what was the city now?
RAM.
Alright,
Ram.
now people in Ram are after me.
Yeah, but people in Ram are people in Ram, and people in Nabenai are people in Nabenai. Those are not the same tribes. Those are not the same
Definitely
tribes.
not the same tribe.
They might be
That's good.
actually competition.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, that's great.
You
If
can
you
you
were-
can hope. Yeah.
If you're thinking from this side, I'm like, Ruch is going to be saying this like with a very strange like tone of maybe familiarity. You're not sure. Like it might be if it's a matter of competition, you might actually be a source of information that they would like to hear about what is
That's
going
true, too.
on in Ram
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
that they
true.
can
Yeah.
use against their
In their negotiations of
not
some
not
kind.
opponents. What is the like that
Rivals.
alternatives?
Colleagues.
No.
Rivals.
Rivals. It's like the alternative. One person in one government is at this position, and he's in a different government, he has a
Similar position, yeah.
there is a word for that. I'm missing it. But yeah, you understood me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, I think that therefore, there's no real danger that you guys are in. You're not doing anything that a bunch of other people are not already doing it too, which is just walking around in the Hill District. It's
I
fine.
do.
People do come here for commerce.
Before going into the district, like I'm like whatever like money I had before, which
yeah.
were probably tied up enough already. I'm just going to very like
That's right, yes, everything, you guys are not showing off your bling at this point. So I think, now there is another point too, is that,
I cannot pick my pocket if it's nothing in it.
um, right. As you proceed toward the marketing area, and as you pass a set of houses or buildings that are clearly under use of some kind, people are storing things there or conducting businesses of different kinds, and people are living in there, the living situation in here is a lot different. They get water differently, and not necessarily through official channels, and they also are not provided for by the city as much. So therefore, and the big distinction is that, you know how everybody was keeping up the appearances of the buildings, like I kept talking about? That's not happening here. So the place looks much, much less well kept and a lot junkier. And the absence of the artwork, or the artwork being all beat up and falling off and faded and things, is really distinctive.
Certainly, there are some elven gang graffiti.
That's, yeah, the place is tagged, I'm sure, in some fashion or another. And funny you should mention that. Because
is it funny? Is it funny?
I think it's hilarious that you should mention that.
Yes. I think it's very intentional.
Mm-hmm. That's I was just looking up the name of Ong Nao, who is basically going to.
Was he elf?
An elf.
I know that he was writing that.
Oh wait, Ong Nao. Oh, I used that name.
No, Ong Nao is the guy that we killed.
Ooh, I already used that name. Sorry, never mind.
I was like, wait, didn't we just kill the guy that?
Oh,
we were
right.
supposed
No, there
to
it is. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, not him. No, he's gone. I have to find another name. There. I was just looking at my name list and I forgot which ones I used and didn't. Yeah, okay.
You had a list with names.
Yeah, oh, I do. I was just examining and looking, trying not to make the same mistake this time. Okay. Yeah. So, and at this point, an elf emerges from one of these houses and walks out. He is wearing no weapons, or at least nothing obvious. And he is, let's say that the Sky Singers, why not? They use white paint as a tribal marking. So he's got like white paint marks on his arms and a couple on his face, and swings out in front of you in a kind of casually walking toward you way, looking between the two of you, and he looks at you, and this is not surprising. This takes no special expertise from an elf. He looks at you and says, the name of your tribe, which is what?
Give me a moment.
Yes. And you, on the other hand, he'll look at you and says, and what tribe?
Wrong.
So, right, which is the city, right? And so, yeah, which is fine, but you
God.
may,
You can actually say not
you
rum.
need to say no
But I
tribe.
won't say which tribe.
Right, yeah. And he says, long way. Looking back and forth, he'll kind of indicate with his head without, he will continue to look at you, but he'll indicate with his head upward, which is kind of just signaling you that there are people observing from above, just letting you know. And
That was a stupid thing to say then.
no, it wasn't. He's just, this is what he would do anyway.
Okay.
He's just letting you know that he's
People.
not alone.
Yeah.
There are people up there watching.
Green clothes.
Yeah.
Green clothes.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So, so therefore, he's not openly hostile. He is saying the Sky Singers rule here. And whatever,
We're not here to challenge that.
says whatever your peoples think you do or what is right, put it aside. Here is the Sky Singer way. So he's basically saying none of your weird, whatever it is you do in your weird little places, you do that there.
So what are the rules?
No stealing.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, well, he will definitely say, here, there is no betrayal among the elves, tribes or no tribes. There is no informing. The Templars know nothing of what we do except what we tell them. And you will tell them nothing. What you see traded here, what you trade here, how we get in and out of the city. That is for us. You come in here and you are not in Nibelheim anymore. So there may be one or two other things that would only make sense to elves as to what you do and you don't do and things like that, but it's nothing major. So the point is, though, that when you are brought up to the market area, I mean, there are lots of people selling things, there are open areas, there are closed areas, there are lots of activities. It's getting later in the evening, so it's cooling down, well, as cooling down as it gets in this world. But I guess the point is that you are not in immediate danger.
Did he give us his name?
Yes, this is Abyuk, Abyuk. And Abyuk is, now that you have shown yourselves to be reasonably, inclined, he says, oh yes, and if you have a feud with anybody, tell the Sky Singers, and we will arrange for a reckoning. But there will be none of your, he will put it this way, there will be none of your desert murder here, which you would think of as, or most elves would think of as, what, you mean justice, right? But it's like, no, just because you have a feud with that guy or family or whatever, it doesn't mean you could just go up and kill him, which to most elves from the desert would seem unnecessarily organized about the whole thing. So yeah, that's one of the big rules. Okay, sorry I'm not throwing monsters and attacks at you. I'm more interested in what you do.
I will tell Abyuk. I'm looking for information about the arena and who's fighting there today.
Aha.
Or no.
That is not a problem. You will be definitely says, oh, well, of course, and takes you to a place where all the betting takes place, and elves are collecting little chips of bone, for the records and hanging them on hooks, and the
And I have a question for you, not a Buke. Uh, yes, yesterday, in game yesterday, we pretty much saw the, well, not the destruction, but certainly like a massacring of the leader of House Ukar. No, that's Ukar
Right.
Shatra's house. The other one was on the one that Ongao was from, right? 'Cause he
yes,
was from a different house.
yes, he was.
And I'm pretty certain his death is not going to be a public knowledge yet.
Right, correct.
This is information that we can actually maybe
That's true.
exchange.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would
Uh-huh.
like to sort of use that because right now it has value. In
Right.
2 days it's not going
Right.
to have any value because
Still,
everyone
it
is
could
going
be-
to know it.
It could be a big deal.
Yes.
So yes, especially because a marriage was involved. Right.
And there is
Attempted
train and
marriage.
stuff
Mhm.
and water train.
Okay,
and stuff like
so I don't mean to bore you guys. You guys are definitely free to start negotiating and talking about things that you want to, and I don't want to leave you out. So if Trixie can come up with something to do that may or may not be causing trouble,
They
that's up to
didn't
you.
say no stealing.
That's
I
true,
I
yeah.
was paying
Well,
attention.
the way they see that, the way they see that is everybody will take care of their own problems as far as that goes.
If you get caught, that's your problem.
That's exactly right.
I will
yeah.
run.
Uh-huh.
If you don't get caught, it's now yours.
Mhm.
I mean, it's only illegal if you get caught.
Exactly.
Right, or another way to put it is if you, that it may be resolved by, shall we say, a tax that goes to the Sky Sailors.
Well, that sounds like a
Yeah.
reasonable idea.
You rip this guy off, he's mad about it, that's okay. Pay your tax on what you stole, and we'll even things out. We'll
That's
settle
great.
things out a little. Right. So, and you, the guy who got stolen from, take care of your shit more carefully next time.
Your
Okay.
fault.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah, exactly. And we got our tax, so we're good. Civilized. Now, let's go to you and Palik. Okay. Palik is extremely interested in what on earth would be going on with, let me go through here. Right, with that Templar Liaza, who seems to be like taking things over and generally exerting authority, right? So therefore, you would be going into a different part of the city. You would be headed into the Sages district.
Okay.
Now, this is where most of the legitimate market material, it says the Sages district, but that is a legacy name. This is mostly a mercantile district. Now, what the legitimate mercantile district is doing adjacent to the illegitimate mercantile district must be some kind of coincidence. They must not have anything to do with one another. Right. So to be let's see here. We've got A, B, C, D. We've got square, the slave market. Oh well, of course, the slave market. Yeah, heading into these areas. So Palik is saying, I am known to some here. So says, help me a little. And he uses his psionics to alter his appearance. And he wants you to be reinforcing with your Thrykean psionics.
Okay.
The idea being that it's strong enough and alien enough that it will provide a much better defense for people to penetrate that psionic disguise.
Sure.
Right. So to anyone else, he looks quite different. To you, he looks the same, but to everyone else, he looks quite different. So you will be basically perhaps bored as he enters into negotiations for the purchase of a gladiator slave. And he's discovering that the the offerings are crap. And he is saying, what is going on here? You know, this is for the great pit in the city. How come I'm seeing basically sick servants and, you know, just clearly the leftovers from the caravan trade in slaves. You know, what's going on here? This used to be a good place for purchasing gladiators. And they are saying, yes, that's, you know, the merchants are saying, you know, go away. We don't want to talk about it. And he persists in making himself obnoxious. And for a reason, right? He wants to press on this.